Hi Jay, my name is Rod Sager, and you wanted to hear people's stories about their first car. So I'll tell you my story about my first car, and you, being a car guy, will probably like the story. So it starts off in 1968 with my grandfather buying a car, which would ultimately become his last car. He wanted to tow a travel trailer, but he didn't want a big block. So he goes to the Chevy dealer and he's looking at the Impala. They're looking at him like, look, you want to tow that trailer? You need a big block. Grandpa digs his heels in. He doesn't want a big block. He wants the 325 horse small block engine that's available in the Camaro. Well, the engine that was available in the Impala on a small block was a 327 with a 2-barrel carburetor and a mere 275 horsepower. So after working with a salesman for some time, and of course I'm just a wee little kid here at this point, so my dad kind of told me the tale, but Grandpa figures out sort of a loophole. He orders the SS model, he de-checks the big block 396, and orders it with the Camaro engine. I can't remember the LT number that it was, but it was the 325 horse 4-barrel carburetor engine with the camel hump heads that you could get with the Camaro. In 1968. So lo and behold, he drives off with this car. It's got air conditioning, it's nicely equipped. He drives the car for several years, and he was a happy guy. Well, in 1974, Grandpa passed on and left the car to my grandmother, who was born in 1897 and had never learned how to drive. Didn't have a driver's license. Of course, the car was completely useless for her. So she gives it to my dad, who proceeds to give it to my mom, who drives us kids to school every day in the car, and so on. It's the family car. So here's where I come into the picture. I'm 15. I know everything there is to know about everything because I'm 15. It's 1979, it's a rainy night, and I decide to joyride the car with the extra set of keys Mom had stashed in the cupboard. So off we go, me and my buddy John. We're driving around town, we're having a great old time. We end up on a country road, and of course, I'm 15, so I know every move that Mario Andretti moves, and proceed to crash the car into a ditch. The car gets wet because there's water in there, water's coming in the car. I'm like screaming for my friend to get me out of there because I'm all wet. And this old guy comes out of this farmhouse across the way, and he's about as drunk as I think I've ever seen someone. The guy could barely stand. He comes staggering down the driveway, and he's going, "You guys are zip, zip, zip," and he's gesturing. He's making all these. I can't believe that guy was able to walk. Nonetheless, he proceeds to get into his pickup, which of course, because he's an old guy out in the country, and all old guys out in the country have pickups with winches. So he proceeds to attempt to pull this 3,800-pound Impala out of the ditch, nearly pulls his own truck into the ditch with us. My friend and I, being quite sober, basically said, "Thanks for your help, sir, but we're going to go ahead and call a tow truck." We call a tow truck. I had to scrounge, piggy bank money to pay the tow truck driver. Meanwhile, I'm bailing this car out, getting the water out of it, and trying to make this look presentable so Mom won't notice. Yeah, right. Needless to say, upon my 16th birthday, that car became my car. Of course, I had to buy it from my mom, and my dad made it very clear that that was going to be my first car, and I was going to pay Mom $500 for it. So there it was, my first car, a 1968 Impala SS with a small block instead of a big block. And I drove that car for about a year, loaned it to my sister, because she needed it because her car broke down, and I didn't really have a whole lot of fun in that car because I only had it for a short period of time, but it was a very interesting way of acquiring my first car.